So the problem I've got here is I've got to kind of like move everything around. And I was laying out some of these dots, but I'm okay with these like pointed ones going out, but the rest of it, like this, I didn't like the look of. So what I was gonna do is I was gonna put a bunch of like rounded circle houses all the way out at like about this distance out. So it's not quite to the edge, and it's not quite in the center, but I'm not quite liking that. So I'm gonna fuck that off. I know I spent ages doing this like last week, and it's legitimately just gonna be one of these episodes today. Was it so many people? Yeah, we've got. Hold up, how many have I got? What's my thing? We have 184 people and 2 prisoners and 2 settlements. So this is settlement Inletton, the new location. So this is up in here in the Stolas Plateau. So this is our new location. And of course, we've got our home location all the way down here. Salvation, that's currently getting deconstructed. So what I want to do is, as you guys can see, I've got like my 2 hospitals here that are getting pulled apart. And I really didn't like what I did with that. So what I might actually do, I know it's not like super important for me to get done to begin with. But I actually think I might like map out where I want the hospitals and stuff. My biggest problem too is I have this ancient danger right here, like right next to my stuff. So this is where we like, when you settle, it just drops shit in the center of the map, which is great and everything, but my animals are getting in the way and stuff. I kind of slapped this together as like a, just in case when I start, it'll give me something. But yeah, I don't like that either, so that's going to have to go as well. It's going to be a whole heap of building stuff tonight, so it's going to be a lot of stuff. Welcome in, Mirthless. I think I saw you were streaming earlier today, and Chrome was having a good chat.
Hey,
I pretty much like
good.
I couldn't be there for anybody today. I was so tired, and I still am. I slept from like pretty much as soon as I finished my editing up until pretty much as soon as I was like had to start streaming again tonight. I'm still really tired. So I'm just doing the best I can. So yeah, I mapped out these things here with the view that that's kind of where the water takes me up to, and I just kind of like actually want to map out the reverse where this side takes me to, because this is the only thing where I can't have symmetrical shit going on. And I did have this part down here starting to map out. But yeah, it's going to be a lot of me putting down like little dots, and then a lot of me removing little dots, and then a lot of me tisking about these little dots. So it's going to be that. I also don't know if I actually already had that like pre-lined up for that, but maybe. I don't think I did. Yeah. So what I had planned to do, I wasn't going to actually finish constructing something, because I know a lot of you guys want to actually see me build the thing. But what I was going to do was I was going to lay out where I wanted structures to be. And from there, I was going to line up like building and stuff like that. However, that's not going to be the case because I forgot to do that. So, yeah. So it's going to be a lot of me doing this, unfortunately, tonight. And I fully understand if that's not the most interesting thing that does exist. But yeah, unfortunately, I kind of got to do it. I'm hoping that the RimWorld music at least like keeps up with it. I think I was taking it from there to here was 49. Yeah, all right. They'll make it a little bit easier. I think it's on that rock. Yeah. I hate it when it's got like rocks and shit in the way. The other thing too is there's a bunch of like geysers and stuff everywhere, so they'll cause a problem as well. But so what I'm looking at is where these boxes are going. I don't want to build, which means I could have connecting paddocks. I could have anything. It also means that these corner blocks now pose the option for me to build on. I would have to use like a moisture pump on some of them, but I think I'll be okay. I'm just going to measure it all out. Yeah, I have got a coffee. My only problem with that is that I think it may upset my stomach, so I'm taking that real slow as well. Unfortunately, October's a difficult month generally for me, so yeah, more likely to get everything all irritated. Now this looks like it's coming down a lot further than the other corners were. Yeah, that's definitely not measured out right, for fuck's sake. All right, how are we going from the corner to this? That's a 44. Okay, and that's a 45. That would be why. So I need it to be from here. So one line out and one line forwards with this. And yeah. See, this is the other thing too, is sometimes I'll fuck this stuff up. And then I'll come back later and I'll be like, oh no, I have to move something over by like 1 square. You guys will see me like cuss like all shit. And this is why, because I haven't measured it out properly the first time. So it's got to be to 44, which means this line's got to come down here. I don't know if they're actually that long. I'll have to measure that one. This one to here. That's a 44, so that's where it's supposed to come up to. Alright, so what I'll do, I'll just get rid of this line here as that is. Because I know that that one's wrong, right? And something's wrong with this as well. Because I was measuring it from the front side, that's where it would have gone probably. Okay, now how long are you? 36, okay. It looks like it's a lot longer than that, but yeah, 36, 36. This one was like 40 something, I noticed. Here's where it should stop. Alright. I think I'm supposed to be going that way. I'm not quite sure. But yeah, either way, it's where it's supposed to be. And I think I was supposed to measure out. But this one was what? 49. Alright. Okay. There. I might double check that because I saw a 50 in there. No, that's fine. Okay. So that's where that one's supposed to be. I can remove this little bit extra here. There'll be just confusion. Okay. Yeah. So, I mean, this shit could be worse. It could be like the very, very first time where like I just had no fucking clue and I just went with it. Like obviously like the first map you saw me build with this colony was something quite different to begin with. I haven't really done stuff that's not like I like making stuff that's symmetrical, not because it needs to be, but just because it sometimes looks nicer, and it also brings in that extra complication of like how hard is it to make this actually symmetrical. And you'd be surprised, in some cases it's actually really difficult. And on a map like this where it's very clear and obvious that that's just going to be how it is. Hey, Azula, that's not right. Yeah, I'm kind of excited about how hard this is going to be to make. How far was that? It's 44 to the dot, right? 44 to the dot. To make sure I'm doing this right. Yep, 44. They're all 44 so far. That's good. I could tell you what though, making something fucking symmetrical is a lot harder than you'd think it is in this game, just because of all like the bits and pieces around. I think that went to 36 out on the side there. This is where I didn't count. Phoenix, I'll move your bed in just a hot second. He's like moping because his bed isn't where it needs to be. Alright, hold up. Let me move this. And that. There you go. He's excited now. He's looking at me as if like, how did you know? I'm like, trust me, I know by now. But he's got like these like big eyes, like literally like, how did you know? I guess there. I can't build across here for some reason. Why? There's not dots already there. Oh, this might be removing dots. Could be. Hold up, put that back. This is the other thing too, is pay attention to what you've actually got out at the time. Because if you fuck it up, annoying. Like that's the 44. I'm pretty sure this is 49. The other thing too is when you're using numbers that are like wherever. Like I'm not getting to choose these numbers, right? I'm going off the scale of this. So it's not like it's a choice number that I like that I'm going to remember easily. I'm literally just working with like general facts here. It's down to 36, which I think that one is. Yep. To be what? 49. I may have a problem with this one with the water. Maybe not. Because the thing is, I can't build wherever these squares are. I can't build within them. So that's the only thing I've got to remember is basically what I can do with that is just this. And this square is now anything within there I can't build in. So that's now just a void space, right? So obviously I can build for anybody that's not familiar with RimWorld. I can still build, but I'm doing that to kind of remember why I'm not doing it. 44 means to build here. Azula is mush as well. She's being mush in the background. You may or may not be able to hear her being mush. She's actually purring really loud. Actually, hold on. You might be able to hear this. Hold on. I don't know if anybody heard that, but that was Azula sniffing the mic. She immediately looked at me and went back to pouring. All right. I think it was this forwards one. She's pouring harder than ever. So, I don't know. I think she must have enjoyed that. Phoenix, on the other hand, looks like he's just confused about the whole situation. I don't blame him. He's got the option for a warm, toasty bed, but it is Phoenix, and he is making decisions about this bed situation. He's like, I don't know. Alright, this should be where I want everything to be. Well, sorry, where I want things not to be. Okay, so I'll just mark these out with nice solid boxes so we can see that this is a don't build in this bullshit. And as soon as I see this lakey area, that will remind me of why. I'll just remove some of the other guiding boxes around the place. That's an in-between, isn't it? No, that's it. Also, I wouldn't be surprised if I still have a bit of a half-asleep voice going on, just because I am tired. There's a fair chance that will stay with me for a while. That is to 49 there. Yeah. We get that occasionally. Only thing is, I think it happens with RimWorld more often than other stuff. I get a sleepy voice. Okay. I like that. So I wanted to map that out because I do not want to build on those squares at all. And now what I might do is something that I wasn't going to do is I'm just going to map out where the hospital is. Because I don't actually need to build that till later. Not immediately. But I'm not gonna... I kind of want to build off the hospital being the centerpiece of this map. I think you guys will understand why when I get to it. And I am going to still have... I said I was going to avoid having diamonds. I'm going to have 4 as what I'm doing. And then after that... Let's get rid of this. I'm going to have 4. And I think you guys will see what I'm doing here. The other thing too is I want to use the majority of this place as a pen. Which means actually having the pens go quite far out, but it's going to need to avoid these spots here. So I could include a pen going all the way around this place and then say lining it inwards by like these walls here or something like that, you know? That would also do it. But I could just have it centered in from these as well and then indented again. That way these areas out here would be just free roam random animals and stuff. So what I want to do is I want to have 4 diamonds, right? I want to have them kind of equal distance from each other and each side of the wall. So this is going to be fun. It's going to be real fun for me. So I don't want it there. I kind of want it out by about here. So we're missing 1 line from each. And I want to bring it out to about an even distance from each other. Like about a 22 maybe, might be far enough from each other. Like about that, right? So that means I want to start out about here, right? So I would have some kind of diamond starting out here. Now, to do with that, I don't know if I want that to be like the square starts from out here, but either way, I'll map this out. This part here is going to be a fucking nightmare to look at. I'm really sorry for everybody's eyeballs. This is like RimWorld's version of cancer, basically. I'm also not making light of cancer, but it's horrible when you have to like zoom in and there's like a heap of stuff somewhere. There we go. Like here. See, my lines go up along here, and I'm just trying to find a spot like this here. Okay. 22 to 22. Alright. Now, if I look at that, there's not a lot of space left on that, but I don't want big hospitals, so I don't really have to worry too much about that. I could make that a fraction smaller. I probably could, actually. I might take that down by 2 each. I know this is going to get rid of a bit of the wall, but I will fix that up in a bit. It'll help me also, like, precision this a bit. So get rid of 2. That will take it to about a 20 out. Also, if anybody wants to, like, recreate this from, like, my designs and stuff like this kind of, like, layout will help you. Because all you need is a centered dot square, and you can kind of go from there with the measurements outwards. So it's very other user-friendly for it. But yeah, that's 20 out from the center. And I know that that's not going to put it necessarily closer to outside, but it's going to keep it that they're distant enough from each other that if I need to get medical stuff between the two, it should be fine. Actually, I might actually make it bigger outwards because I need it to be that it's kind of, yeah, no, I need it to go outwards more. All right, that's fine. I can add out by, we'll add back the 2 that we had and plus 2. So please make it up to 4. That'll do it. I don't know. I'll fix that up on the side. So out to 4. Yep. Okay, so yeah, 24, I guess, is where we're working with today. And about there. And there. Okay. I didn't want this to go quite out as far as it is, but then I had to think about it. And I realized that I can have like some kind of central storage in this area instead. And I like that. I like that idea. I like that a lot. So that's why I'm going with the wider, pushing the medical stuff out a bit more. Also, I think it will kind of work. So, yeah. All right. So that's pushing it out to a 24 instead of the 22 that we originally had and the 20 that I took it down to. There's not that much difference, but what I'm looking at is without directly taking it. If I've got a building, let's say starts here, right? I made this like, let's just say I made it 27 neat, right? No other reason than just a random ass number, right? Let's say I make this building 27, right? I'll leave that there for a second. Now, that looks quite a nice distance from that, where that hospital would be, as well as where that hospital would be, versus where that outer wall would be. Now, it's not perfect, but it's about as equal distance as I could possibly get from things. It's not far from the outer wall. It's like maybe an hour run, maybe an hour and a half, maybe 2 tops if you're like got an injured person carrying somebody. From each other, it's still probably within about an hour. There should be at least 1 hospital access on every part of my map. And this is what I'm trying to do. I could also make this bigger. I'm going to have to measure out depending on... I'm not quite sure what kind of factors I'm going for here to make the central 4 diamonds. But the rest of it, the other shapes in here, God only fucking knows what I'm going to do with those. A little bit of my coffee while it's warm. It's not helping much, but it should be fine. Also, Azula, darling, you got some fuzz in your... I know she's got, like, fluffy feet, but she's got a little bit of fuzz stuck in her foot that looks like she's, like, scratched her ear or something. Can I just take that? No, she took her foot back. Okay. I was trying to, like, delicately get it with a tissue so I don't have to go, like, wash my hands or something, but she's, like, she's judging me now. She's like, the fuck were you doing to my foot? And I'm like, look, I was trying to help. Alright. So I don't want these hospitals to be huge, but I need to see... If I was to grab a wall, and here's the other problem I've got too, is I don't have a lot of resources. So if I grab yours marble, for instance, this is a 27 by 27 wall, okay? So actually I shouldn't need to do that. Let's see, 27 should mean that there's a centered part. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, oh, I jumped, sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Fucking hell, I looked away. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, so they're center. Alright. So if this was a door, these would be the walls on the either side of it, right? So this is where it would go in from here. I just need to know It's a lot easier to do this with walls anyway, but I just want to have a look at how this shapes out to a size. And then I could go from there. Okay, so then that should be centered again, right? Like, I could pick any fucking number, realistically, but so long as this shit looks centered at the end to a nice, like, shape, that if I bring this from a relatively different wall, yeah, perfect. Okay, because what I'm looking at is this center part here is the thoroughfare, right? So this is where pathway comes through. There's the internal diamond. You can see that when I zoom out a bit more. All right, so that would be the size of that. That's kind of small, kind of not. Let's have a look. If I go back to here, it looks about the same sort of size, except I don't have the double door shit, which I did not want. And I will have to pull up a reference image from my original base to get this correct, because I wanted to fix this up and have that looking proper on at least one of my fucking maps. And this is the one I'm going to do it on. Since I didn't do it here because I did double door in line with where all the pathways were. See here? See these lines going up? Also means that I won't have separate lines coming through like this so much. It won't be quite as wide, which means if something blows up here, instead of that being 3 away, there's a good chance it will blow up the second one too. So there's pros and there's cons to it. A little less material usage, a little bit more danger of shit getting blown up. So yeah, it's a fucking risk. But yeah, that's about the size of the hospital. That should be enough if I have 4 of them, although I do have a lot of people, so I don't know if I want that bigger. Let me just pull up a reference image, one of my previous colonies, and have a look at the size of that. I have got like full screenshots of like previous colonies that I took photos of earlier. The old colony. Where was my hospital? No, that was my last colony. I really got to name these things. I didn't for no other reason than laziness. I have them named elsewhere. I just don't have them actually named here. Okay, there's collation colony. I can't say it properly anymore. I'm going to bring in a layout for a workroom that I've done before that I like, but it's going to be different because of how I'm going to do it. So that's going to get interesting. So let's see. The coalition colony that I had like 4 different designs. It's not the one I want to look at. I want to look at, I think this hospital design came from Hatora. Yeah, this one came from Hatora. All right, that was a much, much larger diamond. Let's have a look. 3, 4 to the center. Hold up. 2, 3. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 9 centered. So how big is this center bit? If I was to pull a square in the center of this, easiest way to do it would be with this, I think. How big is your central squares? That's by 15. Okay, that's 15 to the edge of it. It's going to get rid of some lines, but that's okay. Right. And then if I was to take this in again, so it's up to here. I am looking at, like, in my mind, what I'm seeing is very different than what you guys are probably seeing me do as I'm doing it. But trust me, it makes stuff eventually. One's not quite right. Onto there. I may not have gone over enough for that one. Alright, either way. I just need to take off this center bit more than anything. Yeah, something ain't right with how I did that. That's fine. I'm not going from it properly. Alright, I definitely did something wrong with that. So let's put you back. You back. I don't need to be taking from that far in. So these are all here. Okay. So have been easier to have kept some of that. There is the central part, right? So you kind of need to keep it indented by a bit. So I would need to take it out by there. And to there. There. Bring it back down there. All right. Got that one. Okay, so that should be where centered is, right? And from here, I need to kind of like cut across. If I'm zooming out, you guys can kind of see the layout of the rooms coming in. It's very hard to see, but they're there. Let's see, from here, this shouldn't be the central shape of it. Where's this box design thing I've got? All right. Came out a bit more from there. I'm going to just leave that picture there. Just bring that over. Well, that is the wrong picture. Put that back. There we go. Okay. So what I didn't do with this is I didn't cut it so much. I think I know what I did instead. I took down straight lines from it. Yeah. Oh man, this is so much fucking harder than I thought it would be to like recreate something I've done in the past. Let me just put pretty much all of this back. All of that back. There's a couple of dots I need to remove specifically. Like there was one in here somewhere, which I'm not sure where that went. There's one up there. That one needs to go and that one needs to go. So it's probably somewhere down here. There's like a fucking tree or something. It's like blocking me from seeing it clearly, but no. I maybe didn't fuck up that corner so much. But yeah, if I zoom out, we got a full thing there. So I get rid of that. I get rid of this, like before. So this is where the thoroughfare is, right? Okay. And I took it. Yeah, all right. I see what I can do with this. So take it out by 3. Fix it to there. Yep. Rid of those 2 as well. This makes it a lot harder to make shit, but whatever. That's why you don't start with blocks straight up. Okay, from there we had... I don't think this will be anywhere near the same size, but even if it was only by a square of 4 off for each, how big is the center room? So this is now the center room, right? If I was to get dots, this is a 7 by 7. So it would be overall 1 block smaller. Well, 2 blocks smaller because the center room of the last one was this big. So I could choose to make this bigger. That might be practical. There is like a amount of wasted space with this place, so I could, if I make it bigger, I do have options for more. You know what I could do? I could also make one of these outer areas, like for animals and shit instead, because I used to have it that like, I used to have like animals and people getting tended to, but yeah, at the moment this is a 7 by 7, so there'd be 4 of these, but they would be smaller, and I think I'm okay with that, honestly. Except that I think it will get smaller than that, so I'll give it, put that one back. So I want this to be, that's, you can actually see the inside right now with that. I want you to be not an even number. I need you to be a 29. That's what I need you to be. All right. So now that I know that, that is the number that I want. Make you all 29s, yeah? Where I don't have to fucking measure this shit when I come back. 29. Wherever the fuck this one starts. Where are you? There. That's the hardest part when you've got like a shit ton of rocks on something. Okay. I kind of wish there was a few games that allowed me to do this. Like map out where I want to build things and then go from there, because that would be amazing. Like, I don't have any problem with taking a little bit of extra time and doing something like this. I now know that making them at this size, they could end up being about the same size as the other buildings that I had, but you can already see a pattern. Like, let me move that image out of the way so I can make sure you guys are seeing everything clearly. So these boxes we're not building in, right? This one's going to be hospital, and I've got plans for that later. But you can already see there's a shape, right? You can already see I've got a pattern starting on here. This is how this shit happens, right? Now, I already know what I want to do with these, so I'm going to do it. I think I measured them out by about 12 last time, and that was close, so I'll do it to about 13. See how that goes. Go in from there. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Let's move that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. There. Beautiful. Okay, so that's to center, right? I can literally just get rid of that if I want to. The other thing too is that building anything in a diamond shape, you run the risk of losing some space for resources inside when you start building a secondary wall. And I know that the hospital may not be the first things that I need built, but I need their layout on my map so that I can work around them. And then from there, I can figure out what the fuck I want. Because I always pictured this being on the next map. This was something I always pictured being on the next map. Always. So I can't not imagine these here. Should be able to get rid of all these extra lines too. Because I'm not going to need those. And I know I don't need them. I could leave like spiky stuff like I did with the last one, but I don't feel like I need that. This will also make it a little bit easier. You want to know why? Because I can do this, right? Keeping it in a single line. Bam. You now know that's where the next line is. Taking it from here. I ain't gonna get it all the way, but I can get it close enough. So now I can center those immediately. I can just do both of those so quickly now. So much better. The only problem is I have to remember to put that line back where I took it away from like the central marker, but it's fine. I'll come back to that some eons later. And just imagine in a faraway galaxy, I'm remembering something about removing those dots, and I'm like, fuck. Like, how funny would that be? All right, so just as simple as making that line here, I can just do this. I could also, if I really wanted to, I could, instead of like taking the time to remove every one of these goddamn dots, I could just like bring in walls and build those structures. And that would be nice and easy too. I accidentally took away too many blocks there, sorry. That's what happens when you kind of like look away for a split second. But the dead center should be there, right? Nice. This is one of those things that are enjoyable about RimWorld for me. Like, I wish that an undo key did exist, but for the most part, when it comes to designing stuff, this is something I enjoy. Just because, like, I can sit here and I could get, like, whatever kind of designs. I may need to, at some point, put my heater on, though. So I am a little bit cold. I will look at that in a little bit. I'll see how cold I get. If I get cold to a point of, like, almost shivering, I'll fix that up. I don't want to really be sore cold. But yeah, it'd be good. Past all this. I kind of wish that the music would just like continue. Like when I'm building, I find when I'm on pause, it seems like the quietest it could ever be in that moment. Okay. All right, so both of those have got themselves a central line. And yeah, I can go from there. This is what symmetry can help speed up. Once you've got something, it can be very easy to make that something just work. And obviously, like that. This one's now got its crosshair. Nice. Sometimes it doesn't help. Like, definitely working with what I had last time where stuff was not on any kind of, like, symmetrical plane definitely did make building certain structures a lot harder for me. Especially since, like, I already can fuck up these things pretty easily. I don't need a lot of assistance to do that. But yeah. I love how I spent all that time last week designing a look to immediately arrive this week to immediately remove the look and just start doing this shit instead. Also, as much as there's horses here, I will make them capture them. I was going to make them hunt them for food, but I actually want them to capture them because they'll give us more hauling animals to take home. I also do have to wait for 2 more caravans to arrive, which, by the way, while this is paused, while I'm building, there's no time passing. So I could potentially... There is a possibility that I might take a long time to get this set up. At some point, I will hit unpause and they will start building some stuff. But I want to have all this stuff kind of in place first before I just start doing that. Also, some of these buildings have got roofs. Some of them do not. And yeah, I do want to use some circular buildings in and around here too.